Okay. That intro might have been a tad on the melodramatic side. The PlayStation Vita, for those of you that don't know, is this sexy little handheld right here. The Vita came out in the US around 2012. There were two main models of the PS Vita, the OLED 1000, and there was the Slim model. As with most midlife hardware revisions, the Vita Slim made a number of improvements. It's overall thinner and lighter. They removed the proprietary charging port, 10 GB of onboard storage, but the gorgeous OLED touchscreen's been removed in favor of a cheaper LCD one. It's still fine, but it means there's no truly perfect model of this system. There was also the PlayStation TV, which was essentially a Vita without a screen. You hooked it up to your TV, and you could play, I don't know, maybe like a third of the Vita library was made available for it. Lots of PSP games, PS1 classics. More PS1 classics can be played on it than a certain other miniature PlayStation console. I don't think anyone even knew this thing came out. I don't know why Sony even bothered to release it in the US. It's discontinued in like less than a year, and I only have one because Walmart was clearing them out for like $20. Yeah, not really a Vita, but definitely worth mentioning. It's interesting. I wouldn't really recommend buying one, especially because I think they're getting back up there in price, but it's interesting. When I first got my Vita, I couldn't even afford games or a memory card for it. Criticism number one: memory cards maybe shouldn't have been proprietary, maybe shouldn't have been as expensive as they were. I didn't care back then. I played it, I got it, I played Welcome Park quite a bit. There are a lot of good games on the system. Persona 4 Golden is my all-time favorite game, and it's one of the best games ever made. It's the best way to play Persona 4, and it's probably one of the few system sellers the Vita actually has. Tearaway is an experience more than it is a game. This game made full use of every aspect of the Vita. It really made you feel like you were reaching into this world and interacting with it using the rear camera, the back touchpad. It's one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. The PS4 version is good, but it's nowhere near as immersive as this game. Uncharted Golden Abyss, which was the first game that really, showed what the Vita could do. This felt like an Uncharted game. It didn't feel like some crappy handheld version of a AAA game. It really felt like an Uncharted game. Valkyrie Drive. The last really big game for the system was Killzone Mercenary. And let me tell you, on top of being the only Killzone game that's actually any good, this is a damn impressive title. You play this on a PS TV, it's hard to believe it's not like a PS3 game. It was one of the very few games that really showed what the system could do. And it really is a shame that it never got the chance to be successful, to really, get a library of games that really showed the system off. The Amazing Spider-Man came out for Vita, which isn't too weird on its own, but it launched around the same time The Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out. So I'm not sure where the decision was made that, hey, we need to release this 2-year-old movie game on this handheld that nobody owns. That always struck me as weird. It's got fighting games, it's got RPGs, it's got these kinds of games. Borderlands 2 came out for the Vita, launched as just one of the worst ports ever. Got kind of fixed with updates. It's playable now, but unless your biggest requirement is that you want to play it portably, any other way to play Borderlands 2 is better. The Vita library really isn't particularly big, but it's not weak either. The Vita, because of how, unpopular, unsuccessful it wasn't getting the mountains of crap like other consoles get. The 3DS library, yeah, it's huge, but there's so much shit in there. It's like the Wii library, but not quite as bad. It's a bunch of shovelware garbage with a handful of good Nintendo games. And, Sony didn't have that problem. That's not really a compliment, I know, but it's something to say. The Vita library may not have a lot of crap, but that doesn't mean, it had all good games. Like, Resistance Burning Skies, I know it's a generic, below-average first-person shooter franchise, but this really is a low point in it. The PSP one's actually a really fun game, but this developer right here, they made PlayStation Move Heroes. They made the abysmal Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, which might be one of the worst games ever made. I'm not a Call of Duty fan, but Call of Duty fans did deserve better than that game. That game was rushed out in a few months, built on top of this game. It's shit. It's awful. Don't play it. It was one of the premium priced games, despite only having a couple hours worth of content total. Also, it's one of the best selling games on the system, which is sad. That's just my opinion, though. I love the PS Vita. I've loved it since I bought my first one. I had a love-hate relationship with the Slim, and I am currently in love with my new OLED. Vita is a damn good handheld that was forgotten and screwed over by its company. Yeah, this video got a little ranty. I probably should have written a script. I'm a lazy person. I don't write scripts. But, I hope you enjoyed it, or at least got something out of it. Thanks for watching.